Friends, on that note, it's now our honor to witness the official address of the Commander of the Sri Lanka Army. Please welcome Lieutenant General NUMMW Senanayaka, RWP, RSP, VSV, USP, USACG, SC.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාපතිතුමන් සභාව ආමන්ත්‍රණය කරන අවස්ථාව.
His Excellency Maithripala Sirisena, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Secretary of Defense, Mr. Hemasiri Fernando, Commander of the Navy, Commander of the Air Force, Inspector General of Police, senior military officers from foreign friendly countries, senior officers of armed forces, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm indeed privileged and honored to be here to deliver the opening remarks at the Cyber Security Symposium of the 75th anniversary of the Sri Lanka Army Signals Corps. At the outset, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the chief guest, Your Excellency, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, for sparing time to inaugurate the symposium and the ICT exhibition this morning. At the same time, I warmly welcome the senior military officers, other dignitaries, and professionals who joined the symposium as guest speakers from overseas. Communication is one of the major decisive factors in the battlefield to fulfill the operational and administrative requirements. The Signals Corps played a vital role during the 3 decades of conflict by utilizing the skills of the men behind the communication equipment. Their determination and dedication immensely contributed to eradicate the terrorism from Sri Lanka. It is certain that the Corps has further flourished to power with the modern innovations, technology, and technological advancement in the new millennium have created new challenges in the operational framework of the military forces. Military weapon systems, communication systems are now mostly configured with software programs connected with networks. Even the administrative units supporting the operational formations are becoming automated, and they are functioned through data and information sharing networks. Although most of the militaries in the world are still working upon increasing their military power through hard power, in other words, kinetic power, the role of the soft power is becoming influential in this millennium. Some of the developed militaries are today experimenting to combine soft power with hard power in making weapon delivery systems from the space. At the same, there are a number of episodes of malfunctioning of systems, attacking computer networks, sudden breakings of communication and data networks, as well as stealing of critical information by someone operating from a far distance. That is the cyber attack. Cyber attacks are considered as another form of using soft power. The soft power generated in the cyberspace can play a vital and decisive role in the modern day battlefields. In other words, when the battlefield becomes automated, when the weapon systems are getting more remotely controlled, when communication systems combined with data transmission becomes network-centric, and when the soldiers in the battlefield are equipped and fed from automated information systems of video, voice, and data, we must not forget that all such systems are highly vulnerable for the cyber threats. Therefore, the future battlefields are essentially required to operate in cyber environment, both offensive and defensive nature. In this context, as the commander of the Sri Lanka Army, I strongly believe cyber and operating in cyber environment is an essential capability that the Sri Lanka Army should possess. We have a cyber security regiment in the Army today. We need to explore the cyber domain further and further and need to develop our capabilities mainly in the defensive subdomain. Then it will be further strengthen the Sri Lankan Army's endeavor to become capacity-based, sustainable army. Therefore, I strongly believe that this initiative by the Sri Lanka Army Signals Corps to conduct a cyber security symposium perfectly match the vision of the Army today. In this symposium, we have considered the cyberspace as a perpetual battlefield or battlefront, the battlefront which I mentioned in the early part of my speech. Cyber threats could generate from anywhere and everywhere, but often appear as external threats. Not like in other forms of warfare, to effectively counter the cyber threats popping up against the states need to have well collaborated and coordinated mechanism comprised with both military and civilian organizations. Therefore, I consider it is a different, yet a new type of battlefield for the Sri Lanka Army in the cyber domain. Threats against the states in the cyber domain could be against the financial sector, industrial sector, tourism sector, or against our own military. To manage this new operational framework effectively, we need to share information not only among the sister services, but also with all other organs in the cyber domain. Then only the Sri Lanka Army would be able to effectively engage in dealing with cyber threats against the state. Coming on to the cyber security matters of the military, and especially the Sri Lanka Army, one of the most critical and essential demands today is information and network security. We need to secure our electronic systems and networks since it stores and shares vital pieces of information. Our cyber security policies should be reviewed very rapidly while studying the changing offensive operational modes, tactics, and techniques in the cyber domain. We need to increase the security layers protecting our networks both in quantity and quality. Such security layers and firewalls should be our own products. By this process, we'll be able to strengthen our cyber defenses to withstand any external threat. The Sri Lanka Signals Corps is generally responsible for the management of the use of electromagnetic spectrum. That is for the military, and now has another challenge to effectively control and manage the cyber domain. Gentlemen, Sri Lanka Signals Corps is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. The Sri Lanka Signals Corps, inaugurated in 1943 as a very small unit, has now developed to a large organization comprised with 11 regiments, a headquarter, chief signal officer, a signal brigade, an IT directorate, and a school of signals. The Sri Lanka Signals Corps has developed its human resources with right blends to operate in the cyber domain as well. Now their tasks have extended from information communication technology to cybersecurity. In such a background, I consider the Cybersecurity Symposium, namely Cyberspace, Perpetual Battlefront for Future, organized by the Sri Lanka Army Signals Corps, is a timely effort, and I congratulate the Sri Lanka Army Signals Corps for the successful conduct of this symposium. Before I conclude, let me extend again my sincere thankfulness to the chief guest, Your Excellency, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Other dignitaries and distinguished invitees who are present here for their participation with all their busy schedules. Thank you very much. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much, the Commander of the Sri Lanka Army, for those words of encouragement, well wishes and utmost expertise.